Alright, so here's another Mahomes video. So I just watched this speech not too long ago, even though it happened 5 months ago. Patrick Mahomes highlights women's sports during 2024 Time 100 Gala Toast. So this is at the Gala Toast. So, red flag there with this word gala. The earliest known possible trans individuals were the Gala, androgynous or trans priests of Inanna, the Sumerian goddess of fertility, desire, and war. So, red flag there. Inanna is synonymous with Venus, the Venus cult prostitutes, the Gala, androgynous or trans priests. So again, they had Patrick Mahomes giving a speech highlighting women's sports. So during that speech, I have this here, this quote: "I'm proud of the part my family has played in this movement." So Patrick Mahomes is married to Brittany Mahomes, and Brittany Mahomes, I've done numerous videos over being an androgyne, actually being a man. So I can't say indefinitely that Patrick Mahomes is a woman. There are red flags, like it has a unique voice, and that's always that's like a trait of these androgynous characters. They have unique voices, and that's because, with the hormone therapy, or, it's essentially a female that's been masculinized, or a male that's been feminized, and that always creates like a unique voice. So this character has a unique voice. There's a lot of people that always comment about its gait, how it walks, the width of its hips. These are all red flags, but I can't say indefinitely the sex or gender of this character. But its wife, the free Mason video, the bearing of the one breast, okay, when I sort of first discovered that pattern, or when I sort of linked, the whole bearing of the one breast with these supposed women and that Freemason video of what it actually means, like not too long after that, I found Patrick Mahomes' wife paying homage to that. So here it is. This is what I first discovered of Patrick Mahomes' wife, Brittany Mahomes, paying tribute or homage to that. Venus Pudica, again, which is the covering of the one breast, but you can't cover one without bearing the other, and that's where that overlays with Freemasonry, because you bear one breast to show that you are not a woman. So here it is doing that with its hair. And then this is, you see this arrow here, so you could click through the images of this one photo shoot. So I think I've mentioned it before, how Venus callipyge is frequently associated with Venus pudica. So callipyge is the backside of Venus. So that's what this image is paying tribute to. So it's a Venus pudica and a Venus callipyge photo shoot. And again, that's Patrick Mahomes' wife, Brittany Mahomes. So again, here's a snippet of what was said during this gala toast highlighting women's sports, spoken by Patrick Mahomes. "I'm proud of the part my family has played in this movement. As a co-owner of the Kansas City Current," so the Kansas City Current is the supposed all-women's soccer team in Kansas City. So they built this huge stadium right right on the edge of the river. It's the exact location where the Pride, the gay Pride event used to take place. So now they got this stadium, which is a supposed all-women's soccer team, and their color is teal. I haven't talked much about that, but that's often associated with these characters, that color teal. And its supposed wife, who's over here, doing the Venus Pudica, Venus Calavage. We all know what that means. Its supposed wife, it and its supposed wife are co-owners of that soccer team. So, again, here we are. Owner of the Kansas City, as co-owner of the Kansas City Current, my wife Brittany is working hard to grow women's soccer and broaden the path for the next generation of young athletes like our daughter. So here's two images I pulled from Patrick Mahomes' wife's Instagram page displaying their daughter. So these images are accessible to the public, okay? I didn't have to, friend this person or anything like that to get access to these images. They're accessible to the public. So I'm showing you these images because, so here's its wife and here's its child. Okay, they're doing that. No strap or whatever, one bear on one side. Like that video I had with Apollo, like Artemis, the bow arm must be bare. And then of course Artemis is an androgyne. So that's just another sort of subtle representation of the bearing of the one breast, the covering of the one breast. And again, this is Patrick Mahomes' daughter. Here's another image of that. Same sort of representation. So that, again, this is supposedly Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes' daughter. And it's doing this androgynous symbolism. Here I found an actual t-shirt, because I was like, well, can the public buy stuff like that? Because I've never seen anybody, dressing their children with this sort of symbolic wardrobe. So they call it asymmetrical. Asymmetrical. Is that a eyelet top? I don't know. Got too blurry there, but there it is. I think this was at like the Gap or something. But that's another red flag. Yeah. So you know how these characters like to raise their supposed children or assigned children as the opposite gender, or sometimes they'll say genderless, but this one's most definitely not being raised as the genderless because it's heavily being raised with feminine attire. I mean, I always see it with this like hair and a ponytail and all that, pink, girly stuff. But again, this is androgynous symbolism. So I would suspect that it's actually a boy being heavily feminized. So there's this documentary of Patrick Mahomes on Netflix, and I tried to watch it just to find more credible evidence, and I kind of fell asleep. It was so boring. But not before I seen this. So there's a whole story. The story starts off with Patrick Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes. Their first narration in that Netflix documentary is referencing a rose. So again, red flag. I mean, how is that? I think that's just, again, coincidental. So the story of how Patrick Mahomes gave Brittany Mahomes a rose on Valentine's Day in high school is featured in the first episode of the Netflix I don't know what that word is, docu-series? I thought it was a documentary. That's new to me. Quarterback. The couple first met in 7th and 8th grade in Texas, and Mahomes was in the friend zone until he made his move in high school, the Rose. Mahomes gave Matthews a rose as a joke on Valentine's Day during his sophomore year of high school. The lunch table friends started chanting for the couple to kiss, which made the situation awkward. Matthews thought the situation was funny, so Matthews is Brittany's last name pre-marriage. Brittany Matthews thought the situation was funny and cute and realized she might like Mahomes. The couple began talking and dating after the lunch table incident, so I've sort of decoded what the rose means. Rose is to symbolize the verb rise, as in it rises again and it rose from the hole without a bottom. The bottomless pit, the abyss, that being the biblical devil or Satan, and that's referencing the bits and pieces of that sort of incorporated in the DNA of these characters, and that's how it rises, or it rose from the hole without a bottom.